Good day. I'm going to do a update now on my plants inside. The current plants are growing and I've planted a few things, and as plants do, things transpire, and I need to give you an update now before things go too far. Right here I transplanted out the couple gojis that I had inside in solo cups. They didn't have much of a root system at all, and they're sitting there, they're still alive. Hopefully they come. I have some more tomatoes here. I have a tomato starting to get ripe. This one I've cut off. I'm hoping to get really bushy. Not sure about my little pawpaw tree I have here, because one leaf turned yellow and fell off. And then I have another yellowing leaf there. Its roots are coming out down the bottom now. I should have had them planted out a couple of months ago, but I don't want to plant them out this late. Here's the first cloned tomato plant, better bush tomato. It's beginning to flower. Here in the planter, I've planted a row of simmering lettuce, a zigzag row that are all coming up. By this tag, I planted 4 pepper seeds. Now there's something growing right there, but that doesn't look like a pepper. I have to wait till it grows a little more to see what it is. Cabbage plant. He seems to be doing well here in the sunroom. The kale are growing, I guess, as they should be expected to grow in low light conditions. The amaranth is dying, and I don't know why. Maybe it just has a certain life cycle. Maybe it's a lack of light. I don't know. Sea buckthorn. I had those in solo cups, and they were looking droopy. But I brought them out here. They had a good root system in the cup, and they're looking quite lively since I transplanted them into these pots. So I'm happy with that. The melon vine put out a female flower, and at the time there was a male flower further down, partially open, and I used a paintbrush to try and pollinate it, and I'm waiting now to see if that will just shrivel up and die again, or will it continue to grow. But there he is. And I noticed just now, is this the beginnings of another female flower here? We shall see. This one is growing right up to the roof, and he's hanging on the string up there now. The tiny Tim, it's It's not producing a lot, but there's a couple of tomatoes starting to get ripe there now. I have some ripe peppers. This is Apache peppers, very hot. Another flower. And the odd looking one is still, well, odd looking. I mean, it looks different from the Apache pepper plants. It has a pepper growing on it. Right there. So we shall see what will become of that. And I've decided this year that I'm going to try to keep it at least 10 degrees and above out here. So I have this window open to the living room, and I keep monitoring the temperatures to give it just enough supplemental heat to keep the temperature above 10 degrees. That way I can keep my peppers out here all winter. This is the one that's going to make a liar out of me. It's Starfire Improved Tomato. This is the second lot of these I've grown, and the first one only grew, as I said in an earlier video, about twice the height of a Tiny Tim. But this one is looking like he's going to reach for the ceiling. This Rutgers tomato, this plant is growing much better now than the last one. I had to put this one up in a sling because I was afraid it would tear from the vine. So this is the monstrosity tomato plant. And I have that one. This one down here. It had already made a bend in the vine right there. So I put him in a sling as well, even though he's not as big as the other one above. And there's 5 more tomatoes growing on that plant. You have this one. In behind the biggest one, that one. Here's a third one. Now we're in the living room by the grow light. Some success, some failure. I'll bring you up close and you'll see. So as far as these seeds here go, so here's the Russian mulberry. There is a plant growing in there, but it's not a Russian mulberry. There was 75 seeds in here. ones that are growing actually very nicely. For the line across the back of the property, I need at least 21 mulberry trees. So far I have 10 out of 75. The white mulberry, there was 131 seeds there, not a one sprouted. I have the black mulberry here, not a seed. There's 86 seeds in there. Osage orange, nothing. So I'm going to put them out in a bed because the ground is not frozen yet that I have outside, and leave them there over the winter and see if anything grows come spring. Now on this side I do have some things of interest. We'll check in here. No other pepper growing. Oh, let's see. He is. Don't know if I can show you that. No, I won't be able to show you. There's a pepper started in that one. So I wait. I had 4 in there, and this is one of them. So this is the first pepper to sprout of the 4 peppers I planted in those little cups on October the 13th. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more gojies started. Hopefully they grow better than the other ones that I showed you earlier. Here's the lettuce coming along. Right here there was another pepper started from other seeds I had planted, but for some reason it doesn't want to go to anything, so that's a lost cause as well. So as I said, some success, some failures here, and that is gardening. A little added to the herb garden. I brought the rosemary plant in from the sunroom. Here's the hot and spicy oregano growing very nicely. This, struggling to get it to grow any sense. What I've noticed about the chives is that if I cut the growing shoot up high, it just dies and goes right back to the root. Then I have to pull out all of this dead stuff. So when I harvest, I have to take just a few shoots and cut them down really low, and then just make my way around the plant, cutting out full shoots. I brought, this is a mint. Let me see. It's right there. Spanish mint. the other two plants I took out of it. Out in the sunroom it had grown like 3 or 4 big long shoots. But since I brought it in here, I cut back those shoots, and now I have a whole bunch of shorter pieces growing up, and I'll keep it contained in a bush type format. Marjoram doesn't seem to be growing that fast, but it's getting there. Now as for the tomatoes we put in here, of course it stays at 22 degrees most of the time here. It's growing in solo cups. I already picked 2 ripe tomatoes from here. One from this plant, which has a ripe tomato there now. It has flowers coming out there. It has more tomatoes growing there. And then over on the second plant, I'll just lift them up. I have 3 ripe tomatoes in right there. And some aphids I gotta get rid of. The sweet basil and the mammoth basil are doing great. I have some mushrooms growing in with one of the melon vines. I don't know much about mushrooms. If any of you are experts or know about mushrooms, please leave a comment on your thoughts about these. And that's the indoor grow areas for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.